Posted by u/easy_development_627. A little background. My partner and I were getting the spare tire unmounted from the bottom of our car when he discovered a circular magnetic device attached to the lip of the bumper. We initially couldn't tell what it was, but after using Google Lens, we discovered that it was a land air sea tracking device. When we discovered this, we were obviously worried. I was especially concerned because I had been stalked and attacked by an ex in November of last year. Thinking it belonged to him, we filed a police report and had them find out who the owner of the tracker was. To our surprise, the tracker was purchased by our landlord of about 3 years. Apparently, he has been checking our location periodically, and the device was active when we found it. It came as a huge shock to us because he seemed like a genuinely good person who has a family and who even helped us install floodlights and curtains in our home after I was attacked. The police have been trying to contact him to get some answers, but he has not returned their calls, though it has only been a day. Other than feeling unsafe in our own home, we also feel like it was a huge invasion of privacy and, honestly, a breach of trust. Again, our rapport with him seemed good, and he appeared to be a family man, so we just want to know what the future of our housing situation is going to be. I live in Oregon, so I know that a case can be made in criminal court. My main question is, would I be able to sue him? Sorry if this seems all over the place, but I found this all out today and am still processing what is happening. Any advice would be much appreciated. Update 1. Wow, I can't believe it has been almost a year since I posted this. A lot has happened between now and then, and I could write a novel about these updates. Writing is not my strong suit, so I apologize if this update seems relatively brief. It's a long update, but a lot of things happened. As some commenters guessed, it was my ex who attacked and assaulted me in November 2022 who attached the GPS tracker to my car. My ex, from what I remember, used Reddit a lot, so I had to wait to give these updates. Anyway, the way he was caught and his behavior following being caught is absolutely unhinged. I posted this the day after the cops showed me that the GPS tracker was registered under my landlord's name, but it soon became very clear that my ex had used my landlord's identity to try and cover his tracks. And he almost got away with it. He put my landlord's name and address as the information for registering the land air sea tracker. The cops showed up at my landlord's home and essentially interrogated him about the situation. Obviously, my landlord had nothing to hide, so he answered their questions, allowed them to search his wallet for any associated credit cards, and let them check his phone for any related numbers. He came up clean, and that's when the real investigation started. The tracker was linked to a phone my ex must have been using as a burner phone. It also required monthly payments via credit card, but he used a prepaid Visa that had no name or identity associated with it. Despite all this covering up, do you know what got him? Not surprisingly, a woman's voice. Thankfully, the police officer investigating the case pursued every avenue to catch him, which included setting up a mini sting operation. Since the only lead was the track phone, the officer had a female colleague call the phone number to try and bait him. The call went something like this. Her, hello, is this so-and-so? Him, yes, who is this? Her, this is so-and-so from X bar. We met the other night, and you gave me your number. I just wanted to see if you wanted to hang out sometime. Him, oh yeah, I remember you. We should definitely meet up. And so on. The police believe that the recording of the call itself was enough evidence for probable cause, but they wanted to get him to meet her in person to really solidify the PC. They were texting back and forth for a while, but I think he eventually realized that it was too good to be true and that the GPS monitor was no longer going anywhere other than the sheriff's office. He must have put 2 and 2 together and stopped. But not all hope was lost. The cop got voice verification from me and one other person who could verify that it was his voice. He was arrested for identity theft and illegally affixing a GPS monitor to my car. Both can be considered felonies since I had a protective order against him. The process of arresting and indicting him was no walk in the park though. They gave him the opportunity to turn himself in instead of being arrested by an officer or being picked up. When he realized the trouble he was in, he checked himself into a mental hospital, which was a loophole to avoid being taken into custody. This created a mountain of paperwork and work for the DA's office to get the charges seen before a grand jury. My experience going through the DA's office could be a whole other thread, but I will spare you the details. The grand jury eventually indicted him on both counts, and I awaited trial. That should be the end of the story, right? Wrong. Not even 2 months after he was indicted, I saw him outside my house. I was driving home from a date night with my partner, and we took a different road than usual because we saw some cute ducks in a neighbor's yard, causing us to take a detour. Thankfully, we detoured that day because, as we were about to round the corner of our road, we saw him. It was broad daylight, and he wasn't even trying to hide his identity. In fact, he just looked like a normal guy walking around the neighborhood. At first, I thought I was just seeing things because I didn't think he would be that careless to be that close to my house after everything. He had a no-contact order against him that required he not be within 500 feet of my home or vehicle, and he was well within that distance. As we turned the corner and I started noticing him, he noticed us and immediately turned so his back was facing us, pausing as if he was looking at something, probably hoping we wouldn't realize it was him. I told my partner to stop the car, and when we stopped, he started speed walking in the opposite direction. We circled back around to verify that it was him, but by that point, he had disappeared into the bushes. We slowly headed back towards our road, trying to see if we could spot him again. As we continued, he popped out of the bushes about 10 feet ahead of us, made direct eye contact, and then started sprinting up the road. We followed him, trying to get pictures. We managed to get 2 blurry pictures of him, but they were probably not clear enough to completely verify that it was him. I filed a police report and talked to his probation officer about what happened. The PO had him come in and get a GPS monitor anklet pending investigation. I also reached out to the cop who helped me with the GPS tracker and assault case. He assisted me in going to every neighbor's house to ask for video evidence of my creepy stalker ex. Some neighbors didn't answer, others didn't have anything, but the place with the bushes? They had a clear picture and video of him crouching in their bushes. Needless to say, he is currently in jail facing multiple charges against him. I want to delve into more detail about the justice system and my frustrations with it, but for now, I will just end on a positive update. Thank you to those who gave me advice and showed genuine concern. To those who commented that this was an ad for the Land-Air-Sea tracking device, piss off. I also want to acknowledge the cop who has been helping me ever since I was first attacked. He saw me right after I was assaulted in 2022 and saw how shaken up I was. He went out of his way to do a sting operation on the GPS tracker and went door to door to find video evidence of my stalker. I don't think the average cop would do half the work he has done, and I will be forever grateful for that.